Have you ever been to a point in your life where you were certain you were going to fail? What does it say about your character when you face the fear of failure head on? For me, this day was cold, wet, and miserable. A February morning that began at 3 a.m. I was 18 years old, confident, cocky, and certain I could accomplish anything, until I was faced with 20,000 steps. I was a soldier attending air assault school. That's where we trained to rappel out of helicopters. And the final requirement for me to graduate was to march 12 miles, or a little over 19 kilometers, in full military gear, with 50 pounds, or 22 kilograms, strapped on my back. And I had 3 hours to finish. For the first 9 miles, I remained confident, cocky, and certain. But as I passed this marker, something happened. The fear of failure awoke. The thud of my boots pounding on the pavement became louder, and with each step I became less confident, less cocky, and less certain. And it seemed the final 3 miles was going to feel more like 3,000. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. Head down, worn down, I realized that failure was possible. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. In the Army, we're used to being in the company of misery, where we look to our left, we look to our right, and we see our brothers and sisters suffering the same fate. And in that misery, we find comfort. Except for this day, when I looked up, I was alone. Except for my new companion, the fear of failure. The time was empty. I had no idea how much I had left. I could only watch my boots hit the ground. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. My new companion, failure, started to scream, "Quit! Give up! You cannot finish!" I had to find a way to silence him. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. The conversation was so intense that tears were running down my face. His voice became louder and more convincing, leading me to believe that this misery couldn't end. And I can't remember a point in my life where the voice in my head was louder than the voice in my heart. In many experiences, the military and in life will push you to your limits. And at this point, I was at a crossroads. Either accept defeat and failure, or silence my new companion and listen to the rhythm of success. Mile 10. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. For miles, I was staring at the pavement, accepting defeat, accepting failure. The weight of my gear pressed deep into my shoulders. My body ached. I couldn't find the comfort in my steps. I couldn't find the conviction in completion. And then a voice from my heart spoke. And it challenged me. It challenged me to believe. And at that moment, I listened. I listened to my heart. And within its message, I found the courage, strength, and determination. And I raised my head, started looking forward. I realized it wasn't in me to quit. I began screaming, "Failure is not an option. I will not quit. I cannot quit. I'm going to finish." Mile 11. The sound of left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. Became the sound of success, no longer the voice of failure. And in this moment, I muted the conversation. His voice no longer had the influence on my destiny. The voice in my heart once again became my champion. Mile 12. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. The finish line was in sight. Now it was just about time. Could I finish within the 3 hours? The distance, it no longer mattered. I accepted the promise of completion. I felt my pace quicken. I found myself capable of pressing on. My heart, it began to race. The anticipation and the expectation was within my grasp. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. When I crossed the finish line, I saw myself change from being confident, cocky, and certain to being capable, committed, and convinced I could achieve anything. 20,000 steps, 12 miles, and one very long conversation. Life is full of challenges. And there'll be voices in your head that will say, stop, quit, you cannot finish. The simple secret is that life requires us to continue. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other. And when we come to the crossroads, where our destiny, our future, our legacy is defined by the choices we make, and during this time in your life, you may be hearing voices as well. If it's wondering, where are you going to get the money to pay your bills? Are you going to get the job? How are you going to take care of the kids? I'm telling you, don't listen to the voice of failure. And if you need to shout, failure is not an option. I will not quit. I cannot quit. I'm going to finish. Do so. Do it with authority so you believe it. And trust yourself. You will make it through the finish line. Left, right, left, right. One foot in front of the other.